Hey everybody! Okay, so I know this is really late, but I'm going to do my August favorites. So this is a first for me. It's been like a first for me as in such a long time from not getting it done earlier. But I was waiting for the new camera, which is what I am filming on now. So I'm going to start off with, of course, the very first thing. It's going to be my monthly lip favorite or makeup favorite for the month of August. And that is going to be the L'Oreal Color Rich Au Naturel. That is the name of it. There's no, I don't see any color number on here, but I just know that it is the Au Naturel. And so that is this one here. And I love this. This is great. It's what I'm wearing now. I've been using this the whole month of August. Even when I'm not wearing any other makeup, I will touch my lips up a little bit just because I do have a small set of lips. And sometimes I just want them to stand out just a little bit more. And so I have been using this all month and I love it. It's time to get a new stick because it's almost out. So the next thing is I am a big fan of candles and candle waxes and the smells and just love, love, love being able to use my Scentsy. And this month, for the month of August, as for here the weather just doesn't get very cold for us. And so you want to kind of make scents that kind of start getting you into a fall feel, even though it's still 110 degrees outside. And so it's really nice to be able to come inside and smell this. And it is called Mountain Twilight. It's a cool breeze over pine and aspen. Just kind of reminds you of being out in the forest. And the smell of this is... it just reminds me of when I used to go out to Big Bear Mountain and we used to walk through and hike the trails. Oh, guys, I wish there was smell-o-vision, seriously. And it just reminds you of just walking through the forest, like out in the woods, and to smell the smell of the pine trees and the aspen trees. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And this is now my third one that I've gone through since the month of August. I have been burning these or melting these, so to speak, all month long. It's a constant scent in the house. I have it always going. It is amazing. Then there is my food favorite. We'll come back to some of these other things, but my food favorite, something I absolutely love eating, I have to have them at all times. Like I order these by the box full. Nature Box is kind of a thing. I guess it's been going around YouTube for a while. But for us, this is not an ad. This is just something I absolutely love. And that's the Nature Box Big Island Pineapple. I constantly have a bag of these. These ones are actually a fresh new bag. I have these by the box loads. I will order these and I will order the big box. I will get 5 bags of these for the month. And then I'll get 5 other snacks so that we always have Big Island Pineapple with us. There's always one of these sitting in the car so that when we're out and about, I'll grab a couple pieces of it to chew on before I go into, like, say, grocery shopping and stuff so that I'm not, like, going in grocery shopping hungry, but also because these are the best snack ever. They just taste great, I guess you could say. So, the Big Island Pineapple by Nature Box. If I could find these, not through Nature Box, if I could find pineapple that tastes just as good as this from the store, I would gladly buy it. But I haven't found any yet that match up to the Nature Box Big Island Pineapple. So that's the reason we go with the Nature Box, and it's affordable. And then another monthly favorite when it comes to food and drink-wise, and I buy this every month, probably a couple times a month, and just here in the month of August it became an absolute, like, I have to have it, and that is my chai tea by Twinings. It is the best. And when I used to go to Starbucks, back when I used to go shopping all the time and stuff like that, I used to go in and get a chai tea with soy and cinnamon, and that's what I would get. Well, I don't need to do that anymore. I can do that right here from home. I take the Twinings chai tea and I put a cinnamon vanilla cream creamer from, like, the dairy creamers, and I pour that in there with this, and it tastes exactly the same as what I would get if I went to Starbucks, but at a much cheaper rate. So I end up using these now, and I pour it over ice, or I'll blend it. There's times where I'll also blend it. This is by far the best thing in the world. I always have some ready at hand. I actually do have some over on my desk right now. These are a constant must-have, and I love it. So, one other thing, too, is a household favorite for the month of August. And I've never, ever used this before. And it's one of those things where my daughter has really sensitive skin. We have tried lots of different ways to try to help her skin out, laundry-wise, sheets-wise, the type of fabrics she wears. And we've kind of boiled it down to it's definitely the fabric or the detergent that we're using. We've tried many, many different detergents and finally found one, and it is now a favorite. Even though it is a little more pricey than some of the other things, we are going with the the Free and Clear. It is hypoallergenic. It has no dyes in it. It has none of those extra things. And so this is perfect for her. We have noticed a big clear up in her skin since we started using this in August, and I really wanted to wait until we really were sure that this was what was working for her, and it has. And I've also noticed that I don't have as much problems itching with my skin and stuff as I was prior to this. And so a definite favorite, something I will continue to use probably from now on, even though it is a bit pricier, I'm willing to spend the money. This large one here, this is 94 loads, and this one ended up costing us almost $20 for this. And of course there are cheaper detergents out there that claim to be hypoallergenic and recommended for sensitive skin, but none of them actually work like the all detergent. So that's what we'll be using from now on. So moving on, I have my music favorite for this month. And my music favorite is a very big throwback. If you are in my age group in your 30s, then you're going to love this. And that is Janet Jackson. I have been really, not Janet Jackson new, Janet Jackson throwback, like back in the 86 to 96 era. You know, back when she did Rhythm Nation and Black Cat and Come Back to Me. I love those songs, and I have been loving her her Decades album, and I have just been listening to it over and over and over again throughout the month of August. It has been my absolute workout routine album. We don't do CDs anymore, but that is the album that I put on right from jump, right at the beginning of the album, and I run the album all the way through. The album runs in length at about an hour and 20 minutes, and that is exactly what I do for my workout time. So it is kind of my motivation. It's got such good music, and those last 3 songs are a real good wind down. They kind of slow down the rhythm of the pace of the album, and you get more of a slower tone, and it allows you to do your cool down at the end of your workout. And so Janet Jackson has been my workout routine buddy, and she's my motivation. Listening to the music on there, I just know that, I've got this much more to go. Keep pushing forward. You've got this. I get to the certain number of songs. It's usually around song number 8 or 9. I start to feel like I can't do this. I'm really exhausted. And the song, it goes to 18. So I know that when I get to 8, 9, or 16 songs, when I get to 8 and 9, I know that I'm halfway there and to just keep pushing. And that's a great motivation. So Janet Jackson's Decades album is the one that I'm definitely digging on for the month of August, and it will probably continue through here for the length of time that I continue to get my workout routine going. And then, of course, I have my book favorite for the month. Now, I am in school full-time as well as working full-time, so I have made it a point now every night that everything gets turned off at 10 o'clock at night. I shut all my electronics down. My computer gets shut down. I disconnect the internet. I even pull the Wi-Fi for the night just so that I'm not tempted, because that means I have to get up, I have to go connect the Wi-Fi box and all that. So I've made it a point every night to shut it down and take an hour to read. And so right now the book that I'm into is called Frozen: Heart of Dread, and it's written by Melissa De La Cruz and Michael Johnston, and that is this one here. And of course, it's on my Kindle e-ink reader, so you don't get the pretty colors of the book cover. It is a really good book. This is the second time I've read it. The first time I was a little confused because it does go back and forth between like character perspective, and you've got like the male voice and the female voice and several other characters that speak within the dialogue of the book, because you have two separate writers writing this. So you've got Melissa De La Cruz, who is writing for the one voice, and then you have Michael Johnson, who's writing for the other voice. And so you really have to find that rhythm as you read to really keep track of everything. And I absolutely love it. I won't give anything away in case anybody else wants to read it. The second book in this series has just been released, and so I'm definitely going to be getting that because I really want to continue this. I'm now about halfway through this, and that's when things really started getting good. This is the first time I read it. I'm reading it now a second time, and I have been loving it. And I think I've got a better understanding, a better grip of the story this second time around, which is why it is definitely an August favorite. I started reading it, and I just was like, I almost don't want to put it down. I want to keep going. But I've told myself, and I'm being very stern with myself, that I need to be in bed, lights out at 11 o'clock every night. And that's definitely, having that self-discipline is a must, especially because I could probably be up all night playing around on the computer if I didn't, put my foot down with myself. So there's that. And finally, talking about bedtimes and being on a schedule, there is one thing I have found that is perfect. I've always had trouble with sleeping. I've always suffered with insomnia, and I really struggled with getting in a rhythm for sleep at night. And now I have something that is heaven sent, to be quite honest. I have a friend who, her name is Kai, and she introduced me to the essential oils. And so I know that I would love to be able to purchase them from her and stuff like that. But right now the money is kind of an issue. And so I found a way, less priced alternative, but you still get the same effect. She sent me some samples with the lavender, and I found that it really helps me relax and sleep. And the one thing I really wanted to get was a diffuser. So that way I could diffuse the oil into the air, and I could have it, at a constant level so that I could sleep. And diffusers have come up to be really pricey. Okay, so you open this, you drop your oil into the pad, and then you cover it with this little tray, and then you take your fan and you put this together, and ta-da! And it does have your plug-in, or you can battery operate this if you wanted to travel with it, but I don't travel with it. It stays right here in the room. I turn this on, and about 10 minutes after it's diffusing into the air, I'm sound asleep. And I will sleep all night. I'm usually wide awake by 4 a.m. That's just my body's natural clock. So I get about 4 to 5 hours of sleep every night. And that for me is, I know that's like some people are going, gosh, I couldn't live off of that. But my body naturally works that way. It is just what works for me. Any longer than that, then I start to feel like I didn't sleep. And like if I get past like that 6 hour mark of sleep, I start to feel very groggy, very overdone. I can't seem to get focused. But 4 to 5 hours, I'm in a really good window, and I sleep really well, and I feel very rested when I get up. So a definite monthly favorite for August, and I'm going to continue using this probably for forever. And it does come with extra little pads to use, so you can change out different type of scents if you want. But right now, this is definitely just for my bedtime routine, and it really helps a lot. So if you're interested in knowing anything else about any of the other things that I have shown you today, definitely leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'd be more than happy to tell you where I got everything from. And yes, so there you go. That is my monthly favorites for the month of August. And I just want to say thank you guys for coming by and watching, and we'll talk at you all later. Bye!